Hello. Chapter 13. Everyone had helped with the practical magic of transforming the rocking horse room. Theo had painted the ceiling. Abby had caught and relocated every spider, a very long job. The cleaning and polishing of the wood-panelled walls had been shared between all of them, with Louis responsible for the lowest panels. He'd taken this very seriously, becoming absolutely filthy as he worked his way around on hands and knees. Recently, since Theo had hung the walls with dust sheets, his task had become much harder. "I have to squeeze behind them," he complained. "Wait until the chimney swept and we'll all give you a hand," Theo told him. "You said I could do it all by myself," Louis replied ungratefully. "Not if it's going to take forever," said Max. "You all said," protested Louis. "You get so dirty it's not worth it," said Abby. "The time it takes to wash you is longer than the time it would take to polish." Louis took such a huge, deep, ominous breath at this that Abby stepped backwards, and Max said, "Crikey, let him do it," and Theo squatted down, took Louis by the shoulders and said, "Louis, you can do it, all by yourself." "I'm going to," said Louis, and that evening after supper he collected his polish and dusters and crawled behind a dangling sheet. He soon backed out again. It was the day after he'd summoned Iffen to get Max, and there was still too much magic about. It wasn't nice to be alone in a shrouded room, stuck between a sheet and a dark wooden wall, with the evening black outside the windows. Abby found him hovering in the doorway, clutching a bunch of ivy leaves. He brightened at the sight of her. "Will you stay in here with me and not go away without saying?" he asked. "Why?" "So as I can polish, just till Theo comes home." "Oh, all right," agreed Abby, and curled up on the sofa with a book from her bedroom, one that she'd been plodding through for days. Louis became busy out of sight, a little ghost-shaped bulge behind the sheets. Every few minutes he called, "Are you still there, Abby?" and waited till he heard her say, Max was also occupied. Abby could hear him in the kitchen, torturing Esme with his homemade French. "I should go and rescue her," she thought, as she turned a page, but after a while she forgot. The sounds faded. She couldn't hear Max any more. Louis was quiet now too. There was just the rustle of the wind in the ivy outside. It was a wild wind, and grew wilder. It was fierce and dark and snow-laden, impossible to stand against. It numbed Abby's hands and feet and face, outlined her bones in aching ice, and filled her mind with an astonished joy that there should be a world with such a wind unleashed, and that she should be there to feel it. It froze her to a standstill. It was Louis who brought her back from that place, screeching her name and pulling her arms. He had wiggled out from behind his sheet when she stopped answering to his questions. He found her bent double and icy. "She's dead and she won't talk to me," he wailed, running to Esme and Max in panic. But Abby wasn't dead, only lost and deep cold. They'd taken her into the warm kitchen, wrapped her in the quilt that Esme had run up to fetch from her bed, and hurried to make her hot tea. At first she shook too much to drink. "I think you have a fever," said Esme. "Fever," chattered Abby, her lips and nails still blue. "What happened then?" demanded Max. "It was the book I was reading. It was like I was there." "She had snow on her hair," said Louis. "I touched it and it melted." "Don't be weird," Max told him impatiently, and Louis said he wasn't weird. Max was weird. Max was weirder than weird, and Max said, "Snow, you're making things up." "Tu es sot," snapped Louis, which made Esme splutter with laughter, and Max became bright red, and there might have been an argument if Theo hadn't arrived just at that moment. "What's going on here?" asked Theo. "I thought Abby was dead, but she's come alive," said Louis, "and tell Max to stop saying I'm weird."